Okay, this is a request from my girlfriend, really. Really, actually, whatever. I can't think of a way to conclude that. Anyway, it's the anime slash, call it kind of a dating sim of sorts. School Days. It's relatively popular, I'd say, or it's kind of actually more of a cult classic that you have a certain group that really, really likes it, but most other people are kind of turned off by it, which includes me. I mean, as short as it is, I basically might be able to watch it over the summer if I really wanted to, but my commentary at this point is mostly on how I've spoiled the ending anyway, or endings. That's the real winning point of the game. You have different endings, and they can actually vary, mostly dependent upon actions towards the two main love interests. This is essentially a game that has a main male character. He has a crush on one character, but then his friend, who happens to be a girl as well, helps him get together with this girl, and then we find out she actually has some feelings for him too, so then it becomes just a ridiculous high school drama that really makes you glad that you didn't do that shit in high school yourself, even though some people actually may have done it, but I'm certainly glad I didn't. But either way, it gets complex. Of course, the anime only has that one ending, which involves everybody but the initial female love interest dying. And I can even smell the ending. I'll just give you a spoiler warning ahead of time here. Spoiler warning. Alright. And here's the ending for the anime that I recall. It's the only one. There are more endings in the game that I could probably sum up as well, which involve less people dying. Somewhat. But the anime has the friend, the tomboy friend of the main male character stabbing him to death. And then leaving him. And then she meets up with the love interest that she helped the main male character get together with. The main love interest slashes the chick open and then leaves her die. And this is before this, she had shown the main male character's severed head. That's what she did. She cut off his head and stuck it in a duffel bag. I'm not kidding. And then it ends with her on like a yacht, I believe, and just cradling his severed head, and yeah, she's obsessed, basically. And she's completely insane by that point. Although she dies in a lot of the endings. I mean, either she goes insane, and in one ending she has this freaking meat cleaver-esque thing and puts it right next to the tomboy character. We'll call her that. We'll just say the tomboy character, who's the friend of the main male character, puts that meat cleaver right next to her neck, pulls it back really, really fast, and in doing that, slits her carotid artery, and she bleeds to death right in the middle of the street. I mean, they're just like on this freaking bridge in public, and she pulls out that meat cleaver, slits her carotid artery, she bleeds to fucking death, and then she just laughs maniacally, and ha ha ha, ha, I've killed her. Or another version, when the tomboy character is actually the one that gets together with the main male character, the love interest, instead of it's kind of a reversal. I mean, there's a lot of this stuff involves particular ways that the characters are rejected, and in this case I'm supposing it was a little more harsh. So she becomes very, very depressed, jumps off a building, and lands head first onto the pavement, and yeah, blech, explosion. You can find this stuff on YouTube. It's quite gory and gritty, and otherwise very graphic in its depiction of stuff like that. There are happy endings, one of which makes you feel for the guy, that he actually gets together with both of them. They seal their differences, or what's the word? They solve their little problems. Just say, okay, we both love this guy, so we're both just gonna get together with him. Turns out they're both pregnant, actually, and they tell each other, and that's their little New Year's surprise for the guy. It's like, wow, what a bunch of what the hell went on here? Well, I know, obviously they had sex. Then again, the whole pregnancy is an interesting little, what's the word? It's a freaking blackmail that's used by the tomboy initially, but then again, that's part of the reason why the main love interest cuts her open to see if she's actually pregnant. But then again, by this point, she's so insane, it's obvious she doesn't realize that if she's relatively early in the stages of it, you're not going to be able to tell unless you have a microscope, which she didn't. She just chopped her open and said, okay, you're not. Anyway, I'm already done with 5 minutes of ranting on this. I'd recommend it if you want a short anime and you want some drama, some romance, some, I don't know, experience on what not to do if you're gonna break up with someone, if you're going to, then again, yeah, the guy's a great example of what not to do when you're involved with women, because it's not only these two chicks, he actually kind of has other affairs because he becomes somewhat sex crazed a little bit. Not to mention, some of these endings involve some minor characters, and, well, there's other, one of them is also, she sends like a postcard or some shit, and she's in France or something, but she's pregnant with the guy's kid. It's, what the fuck? Another? What? Yeah. It's basically a good example of, it's a Japanese subtle way to tell kids use condoms. Especially, I would think, is a good way of doing it. I don't know, but it's a series that's tolerable. I'd probably watch it. I mean, I've watched Elfen Lied. I can suffer some violence, but then again, this is very little violence in comparison to just friggin' emo drama going on. But anyway, I'm doing this. I love my girlfriend. I just decided, hey, I'll do this on the spur of the moment. She asked me, so I said, okay, I'll do it. Well, I didn't tell her yet. I'll tell her now, but. Yeah, I hope she enjoys this. I'll be looking for some pictures soon, and, alright. Hope you enjoyed this, Mandy. I love you. See you guys later.